As you can tell, I'm not very good at drawing pianos. I spent my life playing them, which is already hard enough, isn't it? But luckily, here at Fazioli Pianoforte, they are true experts in designing and building top-quality instruments. For almost 40 years, Fazioli has had 6 models in their collection, ranging from the F156 to the biggest concert grand in the world, the F308. They form a family of instruments and are the brainchildren of Paolo Fazioli. During the last 4 decades, Mr. Fazioli has spent every day of his life innovating and perfecting his pianos. You could really say that he raised them to become the best version of themselves, just like he did with his son, Luca. And now, for the first time since 1988, they are introducing a new model to the Fazioli Standard Collection. A new branch on the family tree, as you will, picturing the future. The Fazioli F198. The Fazioli F198 is a new chapter in the rich history of Fazioli Pianoforte. It's the long-awaited 7th model of the Fazioli Standard Collection and fills the gap between its smaller brothers, the F156 and 183, and its bigger sisters from the F212 up to the 308. As with all Faziolis, the name of the model describes its size, so this one is 198 centimeters long. It's not too big, but not too small either, and therewith very suitable for smaller living rooms, teaching studios, or performing venues. And, as you may expect from a Fazioli, its technical specifications are impressive. It has the same patented action as the bigger F212, for instance, making it the perfect piano to raise a new generation of pianists with. We'll zoom into these technical specifications a bit later, because to fully understand why it's so special that the F198 has now been born, we have to go back to the roots of Fazioli Pianoforte itself. And that story starts with Paolo Fazioli's dream of building the best pianos in the world. And since I'm here at the Fazioli factory in Sacile, I can actually take you to the very place where it all started. The very first Fazioli piano was built here in 1980. At the time, this was still a furniture factory run by Paolo Fazioli's elder brothers. They agreed with him, though, that he could use part of it to pursue his own dream. Being trained as a pianist and engineer, it was inevitable that Paolo Fazioli would start building his own pianos. As a consequence, he therewith became the 3rd great Italian piano builder in history, after Bartolomeo Cristofori in the 18th and Muzio Clementi in the 19th century. But it took him an extensive period of research, the careful collection of a team of experts, and endless determination before he could even start. But when he was confident enough that he and his team members combined all the craftsmanship and knowledge needed, it was time to build the first prototype, an F183 baby grand. After the birth of this baby grand in 1980, 3 other models were already developed during the next 18 months. Soon the buzz started to spread that Paolo Fazioli was doing something extraordinary here, especially when he drove all the way to Frankfurt in Germany to present his first Italian pianos of the world to, well, the world. First and foremost, press and public were impressed by the quality of his instruments. But what also stood out was Fazioli's keen eye for style and design. And perhaps one of the best examples of this is the beautiful minimalistic logo created by Giulio Confalonieri that up to today adorns the instruments. It didn't take long before famous pianists started to perform on Fazioli, including stars such as Nikita Magalov, Vladimir Ashkenazy, Marta Argerich and Aldo Ciccolini. But perhaps the biggest international breakthrough happened in 1987 when Lazar Berman decided to perform in Carnegie Hall, New York on the latest model developed up till then, the majestic F308. It was the 6th model that made the Fazioli family complete. Until now. With the F198, a new voice has now been added to the Fazioli collection. And I say voice because the focus in building pianos here is in creating a unique sound. That requires technical perfection and thus unique skills and specialized craftsmanship from the workers here. They are true artists who put their love and devotion in each part of the instrument. From building the rim to gluing the soundboard, from winding the strings to polishing the lid, with every step they take to bring a piano into being, their hands shape its future. As a result, every piano has its own personality within the range of Fazioli's very high quality standards. And these standards are met again and again here, thanks to a carefully thought out design of each individual model. So let's zoom into the technical specifications that really distinguish the Fazioli F198. With its size just under 2 meters, it's a small mid-size instrument. It weighs around 400 kilograms, but the most remarkable feature is found on the inside of the piano, the action. This is the mechanical system your fingers put in motion when you play, from the keys to the hammers. One of the big challenges in creating such a relatively small instrument is the limited amount of available space for the action. On other pianos of the same size, therefore, a smaller action is used with pretty short keys. This is not ideal because it affects the feeling of the keyboard and the way the sound can be created. And that is the very last thing they want here. So at Fazioli's, they found a way to use the same action for the 198 as they use for the 212. And that action is patented. Another challenge in designing a small instrument is its inevitable smaller sound. For this, Fazioli also found a solution with a special construction of the soundboard. The soundboard is the soul of the piano and it resonates when the instrument is played. On a soundboard, 2 bridges are attached over which the strings run. By optimizing the pressure of these bridges on the soundboard, Fazioli has succeeded in maximizing the sound result in terms of power and dynamic range. And that is a huge achievement. In their pursuit of perfection, every detail in designing the 198 has been put into consideration, and that even applies to the wheels, which have brakes. A Fazioli piano is built in a very sustainable way. Similar to a top-quality violin, it can be regenerated over time. And with proper maintenance, it will last for generations, perpetuating its role as a functional masterpiece and a timeless piece of art. So whatever kind of pianist you already are or want to become, the FAZIOLI F198 will be a lifelong companion to you. It's even fair to say that it's more than a piano. It's a big voice in a small body. It's a box of dreams ready to be opened by your playing. It's a world of wonder, joy, and fulfillment. The nurturing ground for a new generation. It's a picture on the future.